Why there are only white cars in Turkmenistan? You probably don't know much about Turkmenistan, a Central Asian country. A lot of people may not have even heard about it. Some of us may vaguely remember it as a former Soviet Union country located in Central Asia. And they have a dictatorship that can rival North Korea. They do have a reputation as the North Korea in Central Asia because of the dictatorship and isolation. However, the differences really cannot be more obvious. Turkmenistan is rich, and North Korea is not. Or in other words, Turkmenistan has gas and oil, and North Korea only has nuclear. Turkmenistan only have 20% of North Korean population, but they have the world's 5th largest natural gas resources. Or they only have 15% of Saudi Arabia's population, but they have 60% of Saudi Arabia's oil storage. Okay, now I know who's the luckiest country, but it might be too early to be envious of the ordinary residents, because Turkmenistan is a playground for the president and the people around him. This country stayed being quite authoritarian and isolated and quiet. Not many people really know what is happening there. Ashgabat, the capital of Turkmenistan, is almost full of white marble buildings. Whoa, what a white utopic city. It must be interesting to make a trip there. Dear President, the Guinness World Records has recognized our capital as the city having the highest density of white marble-clad buildings. 543 and counting. Sounds good, but do not let anybody know about it. We are too rich and we do not need tourists. The isolated policy and harsh visa system have made very few foreigners visit this country. And even fewer vehicles could enter this country with a foreign license. If you are lucky enough to be one of the few guys that can make a self-driving tour there, just remember, drive any car you want, as far as it is white. As of January 2018, black cars have been made illegal in the city of Ashgabat. Police towed black cars to government parking lots, without even bothering to notify the owners. Most of the local drivers learned it from parking lot guards or neighbors that their vehicles had been seized by the police. Some car owners contacted the police and were told that they were only allowed to retrieve their cars if they signed a document that obligates them to repaint the cars white or a light color. The Central Asian country already banned the import of black cars in 2015. From November of 2017, government officials were ordered to only drive white cars, so in retrospect the final ban on black cars in Ashgabat really doesn't seem that surprising. Unfortunately, the impact of the new rule has hit many black car owners in Ashgabat very hard, who are not exactly swimming in cash. Having a car repainted in the country's favorite color, white, was already very expensive. But after news of the unannounced ban on the black spread around the capital, prices shot up even more. Usually repainting the car would cost 7,000 manat, equal to about $2,000. But a week after the rule was released, the price raised to 11,000 manat. When the average salary is only 1,000 manat, it means the black car owners need to sell their car in other countries. Otherwise, they need to spend all the annual income on the paint job. But why is black frowned upon and white so revered in Turkmenistan? The government couldn't offer any explanation for the move other than white brings good luck. It does not make sense, because their good luck is the oil underground, which is definitely black. While Turkmenistan's government will probably never officially acknowledge that the ban on black cars was linked to President Berdimuhamedov's personal preference, the capital is full of white marble buildings. There's no place for black in a white utopia. The supporters of the president said the desire for bright cars was due to the country's hot climate. It is healthier to move around in a white car when the sun is burning. This argument was only valid when there were no air conditioning systems in cars. But it is not the case. By the way, Turkmenistan has already banned women from driving cars since December 2017. The reason is those female drivers are responsible for most car accidents in the country. If the police found women driving on the street, they could impound the license and even the car. While Saudi Arabia's ban on women driving officially ended in September 2017, they used to be the only country left in the world where women could not drive. But Turkmenistan filled up the vacancy just 3 months later. For the rest of the world, all these regulations seem to be bizarre enough, but for Turkmenistan people, their current president is already the most enlightened leader ever existed in their country. Oh, I probably forgot to mention, ever since they got independence from the Soviet Union, They had only two leaders, including the current one. The previous one was called Niyazov, who changed the names for months and days of the week. January was named after him himself, March after his mother, and September after the book Runama he wrote. A mixture of history, rules of conduct, and praises that served the personality cult around Niyazov. He also closed the libraries all over the country, abolished the pensions of the old people because old people should be looked after by their children. When Berdy Muhammadov took power in 2007, he had some of the craziness of his predecessor Niyazov abolished. Berdy Muhammadov gave the old names back to the months and days of the week and their pensions to the citizens. He only removes the black cars and takes driving licenses from the women, compared to his predecessor, already much better. Well, here is what we get today, and I will see you for next time. Thank you for watching.